Hello, today I'm going to talk about Angular 6. Angular 6 is released. So what's new in Angular 6? There are a few breaking changes and new features are added in Angular 6. Let's explore what are the changes. One of the breaking changes is XJX import. They changed the observable imports and observable operators for XJX. Earlier it was in the namespace rxjx/rx. Now that is been changed to the namespace, like we need to import observable, throw error, of, etc. from rxjs, and the operators like map, catch error from rxjs operators. Let me show you a small code snippet of XJX changes. So here in my code snippet, I've imported the observable from RxJX and the operators map and catch error from RxJS operators. So earlier we used to do the HTTP observable and use the function map to get the data. So now after the change, we need to use the pipe method, and map is an operator in the pipe method. So map is included here, and similarly the catch error. So both the operators are included in the pipe method. Remaining everything is same, only the syntax is different over here. Now next change is template is removed and is changed to ng template. So wherever we are using the template now, that will break, we need to change it to ng template. The next one, Angular HTTP is deprecated and it is being changed to Angular Common HTTP. So we need to slowly migrate to Angular Common HTTP so our code will not break. Now, the new functionality, the new feature that is added in Angular is Angular Elements. That is one of the exciting feature. Everybody who are doing the web development will be so excited to see the web components integrated in Angular. So Angular components as web components. So web components are nothing but the native vanilla JavaScript that we can use in the Angular Elements now. Only one bottleneck currently is we can use the Angular components that is created in Angular only in Angular projects. For now, we can expect that will be changed in the future release. So Angular Elements allows us to dynamically insert the HTML code into the Angular, so that can be compiled and loaded. This is one of the main functionality, main feature if you are working on CMS like database related systems. So once the Angular is compiled and loaded, and if there is any change in your data and if you want to load that HTML, that can be achieved using the web components. Let me show you a small code snippet for that one. How can we achieve the web components? So I upgraded my my Angular project to Angular 6. So you can see that that is being done in my package.json. Now everything is upgraded to Angular 6. To integrate the web components, you need to import the web components custom elements to your polyfills.ts file. And if you go to the app component.ts, I need to import the Angular elements, create custom element from Angular elements. So that is what going to help us to create the native JavaScript HTML elements into our Angular. And here I use the create custom element and inserted my alert component. The alert component is another component what I have created over here. In normal Angular 5, if we take Angular 5 as an example, we create a component and we use a selector and template. And wherever we want to use that HTML template, we'll be using the selector. So that's what I have done in my alert component. I created a selector app alert, and I have a template. I inserted an HTML element that says that this is an alert and styles associated to that. And app component is my parent component, and I integrated or registered the alert component in my app module.ts. Let's see how we can change, or using the new web components, how we can insert the HTML element into our application. So that can be achieved in app component.ts by using the create custom element. Once I define the create custom element, I use the custom elements.define. This is a JavaScript method, not the Angular one, but we are using it with the help of the Angular elements import. And I define a new selector, my alert, and alert element as the parameters over there. And I use the my alert selector here and render my HTML. My message is I just render dynamically over here. Now, when I run this piece of code, that's going to complain me about the security. To avoid that, we need to use the DOM sanitizer. DOM sanitizer helps us to tell our CLI the piece of code what we are running is trusted. To achieve that, we need to add, instead of this dot content, we need to change that to the line over here. We need to make it like this dot content equal to DOM sanitizer dot bypass security trust HTML. This tells the CLI the piece of code what I am executing right now is trusted. So these are the changes you need to make to include a web component in Angular 6. Now there is a change in the service. Instead of injecting the service in the app component level, we can export the service class directly. So that can be achieved by using the import injectable from Angular code. And the next statement, the next line of code is the important one. At injectable, we need to give provided in is root. That means that is the service what we are going to register. These are the two lines which we need to use to register the service other than the app component level. Another new functionality added is IV. As you may know that when we bundle the packages for Angular, it's the size, it's too heavy. So IV is going to help us to reduce the bundle size. To achieve that, you need to add a piece of code in tsconfig.app.json. You need to add enable IV as true. And this functionality is still in the early phase and not stable, but we can explore that. Now, if your project is integrated with Angular 5 and if you want to upgrade or update to Angular 6, this is the update strategy I would suggest. The first and foremost thing is handle XJX changes, because that's the breaking change from Angular 5 to Angular 6. So there are two ways to achieve this. One is the RxJS is made backward compatible. For that, you need to install RxJX compat. Use npm install and the command RxJS compat. So that is going to make the CLI backward compatible. So whatever changes there, it's not going to break it. Second option is update the imports and operator usage, as I mentioned previously in my slide. The second thing is the template is being removed. So you need to replace the template with ng template. third thing is HTTP client is deprecated. So replace the old HTTP client with a new one. And last but not the least, play around with the Angular elements and Ivy. Angular elements is the web components that helps us to insert the HTML in our Angular, one of the key features of Angular 6. Thank you. If you like my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.